now listening to LauerRoadRadio.
Hey, welcome one and all to the #1 podcast, winter, spring, and fall. Talking sports for the thrill of it all. Hey, talking life, but we're killing it all. Jason and Dan with the master plan. These are dangerous men with the mic in the hand. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
LauerRadio.
Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Yeah. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
LauerRadio.
Let's get it.
What? At Tanagra, when the walls fell, this is Dan Owings coming at you another time for Lauer Road Radio with my co-host, as always, Jason. How you doing today?
Doing good. I had rallies for dinner.
You did.
And I think we need to talk about the dilemma that I had.
Well, you had some in-the-bag fries that you were eating, and then you pulled out multiple burgers. And I was starting to wonder, when is he going to stop pulling out burgers? Because they just kept coming.
So I actually had three sandwiches.
One was slightly bigger than the others and had the fancy foil wrap, and the other two were slightly smaller and had your normal kind of white paper wrap.
Right. So typically what I do at any place, but rallies included, I go ahead and get the one sandwich that I really want.
I'm just going to go ahead and get the one that I want.
I'm
just going to go ahead and do that.
This is the one that's going to taste the best. It's my favorite, right? But I'm starving. So I need to eat more.
Yes.
So I'm going to get 2 cheap sandwiches to fill me up.
And then, you're thinking, I could get the sandwich I really want and another one, but there's a good chance after I finish 2, I'm going to be like, I still... Yeah. So I'll just go ahead and get 3, just to be safe.
Well, I was really hungry. So the question I had for you was, so 2 of the 3 sandwiches are filler. One is the delightful deliciousness.
That's
the one I really want to eat.
So the question is order in which you will eat them.
The order in which I'm going to eat them.
I'm familiar with eating 3 sandwiches at a time.
Listen, it's not my first rodeo.
No, I've done this before. So for me, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Your first question is, are they all burgers? If one of them is chicken
or fish,
tonight
I had 2 burgers and 1 fish.
Now, if your fish is your favorite, then you still keep that last.
Yeah.
But if the fish is one of the other 2, you put it second. So you go burger, fish, or chicken, burger.
You alternate it. So what if you had 2 chickens and a burger?
Well, then, assuming that one of the chickens is your go-to, then you go chicken, burger, chicken.
But if your chicken was your go-to, then you would do...
You go burger, chicken, burger at that point.
No, burger, chicken, burger, chicken.
Or burger, favorite. Chicken, burger.
Right.
The point is that you're mixing it up.
Yes.
If that's... Now, if they're all burgers or if they're all chicken, you rate them, which is the one I like the most.
Yeah, so if there's 3 different sandwiches.
Yeah.
Let's say you had a fish, a chicken, and a burger.
Yeah.
Which order are you eating them?
If I had a fish, a chicken, and a burger, and you said assuming there's not one that I like more than the other, or...
Well, this is the question.
Well, if whatever one of those I like the most is going to be my last.
Right. Let's say they're all equal.
Okay.
So
all right.
None of them are like dollar menu burgers.
But they're 3 solid burgers.
3 solid sandwiches
that I like a lot.
So you got a chicken, a fish, and a burger.
I'm probably going to eat the chicken, then the fish, then the burger.
I think I'm going to go chicken, burger, fish.
You're going to end with fish.
I like fish.
Well, I like fish too, but there's something about fish that sticks around a little bit longer.
Yes.
And then I got that fishy taste in my mouth for the rest of the day, and I don't know that that's what I want.
Here's the thing is tonight on the Rally Burger, I had the cheap fish.
Well, yeah.
Listen, don't get the cheap fish at Rallies.
Turns out.
But it's really cheap. I like the fish, but I eat that one first because I eat the Big Buford last. I really like the Big Buford.
The Big Buford is an excellent
Does it get any better?
I mean, not really. No, it doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I like my McDonald's. I like my Burger King.
Yeah.
I like my Wendy's. I like my Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I like my fast food.
Yeah.
Rallies right now is my favorite.
The other place is open for the season now. The root beer stand.
Oh, Stewart's Root Beer.
Stewart's Root Beer is open, and
they have excellent food. Their food is like real. It's real food. It's not fast food.
No,
Now, does it come fast?
Well,
Sometimes.
not as fast as some things,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Our Sonic has been closed.
I know.
There was a fire. Yeah.
That's very sad. Sad for my wife because they have the ice that she likes. She likes their ice a lot.
Yeah.
It's the it's like the nuggets, but they're kind of like there's some like
Oval.
air holes in them.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And so that way they're easier to. She likes to eat ice. It's not
Yeah.
like solid ice chunk. It's kind of like crunchy ice.
It's meant to be chewed.
It's meant to be chewed. I looked it up. I found one of these online. It's just like a home ice maker.
Mother's Day.
The good ice. It was $550. So I'm not going to be doing that.
You can make a
don't have
deal.
that kind of
What if you can
cash.
make a deal? Mm-hmm. Listen, I will get you this ice cube making machine, but I can forego all of Mother Days for the rest of my life.
Maybe.
Would you do that?
Yeah, I mean, if I had the money, I guess. I'm also in kind of a good rhythm right now where I've been buying her things that I kind of want, but she also wants them.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm drinking cold brew coffee right now that I made. I've been making cold brew coffee, and I found this specific container for making cold brew coffee. It's got like a cylinder down the middle that's metal, mesh kind of a thing, and you put the coffee in there, and then you pour cold water over it, and then you put it in the fridge for 24 hours, and then you pull it out, and you got cold brew coffee. And it's pretty good. I really like it a lot, and I wanted it.
I zoned out. The stuff that you put, I wasn't listening.
No, that's all right.
The stuff that you put in, it's real coffee or
Yeah.
it's specifically
No,
meant to iceberg?
Well, there are different coffees that people advertise, like, hey, this is for
Right.
like, but in reality,
It's coffee.
it's coffee,
Right.
and probably a lighter roast would be better, something that has kind of sweeter tones and stuff. But any coffee would work. It's kind of what coffee you like.
Right.
It should be coarsely ground. It should be
Yes.
not finely. So you can't really make cold brew coffee unless you have a grinder at home that can grind coarse. That's where buying specific cold brew coffee can come into play, because sometimes
It's
you can buy it in the
pre-cut
bag
coarse.
where it's pre-ground
Right,
and it's
right.
like already like you like it. If it's super fine, that doesn't work well for cold brew. So I really wanted this. I've wanted this for a while. I've been looking at a few different ones. I found the one I really wanted, and Erica likes cold brew coffee. And I said, what if for your birthday, I bought you that cold brew coffee maker,
Yeah.
and you could have cold brew coffee all the time, whenever you want, and you don't have to go to Starbucks
Yeah.
or buy it at the store.
Yeah.
And so she's like, that would be great. I was like, all right, I'll get it for
right.
you. This is
Yeah.
great. So, and it's a present. And she knows I'm the one that makes coffee. She has good coffee in her life because
of you.
because of me. Before I started drinking coffee, she never drank coffee.
Right.
And now she drinks it all the time, but
Yeah.
it's because I'm the one that makes it.
Yeah.
I'm the one investing into this.
Yeah.
You know? So I recently got a new coffee grinder. That's very exciting. So this is my cold brew coffee. It is Lavazza coffee beans. And I like it a lot. I like it a lot. It's very good.
So,
Don't even need cream.
I've got basically what we're going to do tonight is we have a solid 15 minutes of material that we're going to squeeze into 52 minutes.
Okay.
Are you with me?
That's just a normal night. Yeah.
Okay, so I got some things. You got some things.
Sure.
Right?
You
Do
wanna
you
go
want to go
first?
first? You want me to go first? I don't care.
Well, I can go first.
Okay.
I made you go first last time. I'll go first. So I was doing some yard work the other day. By the way, I got to get your axe back to you. I keep on forgetting.
I know.
I know.
I've been trying. I've done 3 or 4 different fires outside since.
Uh-huh.
I can't split my wood.
Yeah, every time
it's a splitter.
the thing weighs like 7,000 pounds,
Yeah.
so I never want to pick it up, but I'm done with it, and I keep on forgetting to get it back.
It's
to you.
nice, isn't
So, yeah, it's crazy heavy.
Yeah.
I'd rather have one that wasn't quite so heavy.
It does all the work for you. All you have to do is lift
Sure.
it up and drop it.
Yeah, yeah.
The wood
it
explodes.
just explodes
Yeah.
into chips everywhere. So anyway, I'm outside doing some yard work the other day, and I said, I was listening to my headphones, and I said, you know what I should do? I should get my radio. I have a radio, and I should turn on the Reds Indians baseball game and listen to a baseball game on the radio
Yes.
while I'm outside. I had a fire going because I was burning some brush and things like that. And so I finished my yard work. I'm listening to the Reds Indians baseball game. It goes into extra innings.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting down right here, and then the fire's in front of me, and on the other side of the fire is the radio. And it's just a great, it was before all the cold weather. It was really nice outside.
Yeah.
It was just a perfect evening. It was just perfect. It's like, this is nice. I'm sitting outside listening to baseball. And I there were a couple of times where it felt like the radio was getting louder and softer.
Just phasing in and out.
No, Jason, I don't know if you're going to believe this or not, but I'm telling you, I sat here and watched it. Once I realized what was happening, I watched it for at least a half an hour.
Yeah.
And the smoke was blocking the sound. Like every time the wind would shift a little bit and smoke then would go in front of the radio got softer.
I don't believe it.
I know. This is what I'm saying.
Was it AM or FM?
It was AM.
What? No, listen. You act like that's a stupid question to ask. It's not. I feel like if it was FM, it's going to be a nice strong signal. AM, were you listening to 700?
1490.
Oh, Marion.
Yeah.
That's pretty close. I mean, we're in Marion.
Yeah.
Yeah. It blows my theory.
Listen.
Here's the thing. So 700 WLW is like 800 miles away.
I hear you.
It's far.
No, I hear you. I had the same thought that maybe it was phasing in and out. And I
Yeah.
thought, well, because the first time I noticed that the smoke was in the way and it got softer, I was like, coincidence.
Yeah.
There's no way that could be the case. But I'm telling you, I sat there for a half an hour watching the smoke, listening to the radio, and it was one of those nights where there was just enough breeze to push the smoke kind of back and forth.
It was drifting.
Yeah, and so the smoke would go off to the side and the radio would get louder, and then all of a sudden the smoke would begin, the wind or whatever shifted, and this just smoke was in front of the radio, and it got quieter every single time.
Wow. Do you suppose, well,
I mean, this is science. I tested it.
Someone call Bill Nye.
Multiple times. I said it's science.
Oh.
So we should probably call
anybody but Bill Nye.
Anybody but Bill Nye.
I'm wondering if heat has something to do with it. So with the smoke is heat.
Right. Yeah.
So if heat could potentially lift the sound waves like higher.
Yeah.
Like if you stood up, maybe it got louder because it's like bringing the sound waves up.
I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't
Maybe
do well
it is the heat.
in science. Like my junior year, I got like a D-.
Yeah.
And that was like I did just enough not to fail.
Well, that's the definition of your entire school.
Yeah.
I don't know. I assumed it was the smoke. I mean, I assume in smoke, I don't know what smoke is, but I assume it's some sort of leftover particle of the wood that's just microscopic.
No, I don't think that's the case.
It's like a tiny piece of ash.
No. I think it's carbon.
But it's a physical thing.
It's gas.
But it is physical.
Yeah, it's gas.
You can
gas
breathe
is physical.
it in.
Yes, gas. If you smell propane.
I feel like it's more than just a gas, though. I feel like smoke is not a gas. Smoke has a physical quality to it that gas does not have.
Clouds are gas. There's a physical quality to clouds.
I don't know.
It's not a liquid. It's not a solid. It's got to be a gas.
There's more than just liquids and solids.
Liquid, solid, gas. There's 3.
There's more.
No, tell me what it is.
Jelly.
You got me. No, that would be a solid.
Would it?
Yes. I think so.
Jason,
so there's liquid.
You're just like Bill Nye. That's your problem, is you just assume that they figured out the world completely. You can just explain everything away with your science.
Liquid,
there's
solid,
more
gas, and jelly.
You might not realize this, but there's more out there than you can just see with your eyes and what science has figured out. Okay? Gas is its own thing, and I'm telling you, whatever it is.
Your smoke is its own thing.
Smoke, I'm sorry, is its own thing.
It's a gas.
And whatever it is blocks sound.
Do you ever watch over top of a fire, you see like wavy things?
Yeah.
That's gas.
Okay.
It's part of the smoke.
Yeah, gas and smoke are together, but they're different.
I don't think so. I think smoke.
What is smoke? I think smoke goes away.
Yeah.
But I think
because it's a gas. It disappears. It dissipates. Dissipates. What's the word?
But if it was a gas,
dissipates. Is that a word? Is dissipates a word?
You're putting an M in it. I think it's just
dissipates.
No, I think it's just dissipates.
Dissipates.
Yeah, there it is.
My wife doesn't like the way I say amphitheater.
Well, you're not saying it right. Amphitheater.
Amphitheater.
No, there's not an L.
I think there is an L. Amphitheater.
Well, there's not an L in the pronunciation.
I'm pretty sure that's the way everybody says it.
Well, no, that's not the way everybody says it.
I think most people
Your wife and I are both smarter than you, and we both think that you say it.
Are you? Are you? I'm pretty smart. I just not word smart.
I just not word smart. Okay.
Listen,
Yeah.
I cannot be word smart.
Well, amphitheater happens to be a word, okay?
It is.
And you're not word smart, so let's just assume that your wife, who works at a library,
Yeah.
is word smarter than you.
Yeah, I agree.
And she knows how that word is pronounced more than you do.
I feel like just different parts of the country, you could say words differently.
Well, that's true.
People say different. Like, who was our first president?
George Washington.
Some people say George Washington.
Well, those people are what I would call
Rednecks.
wrong. Rednecks. It would be another option.
Why do they put an R in it? Washington.
I don't know.
You hear that all the time.
You're going to wash the clothes
You're
over
going to
there?
go wash the laundry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, did you get all the clothes out of the wash?
Wash? Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
What's
why do people
the,
say
wor-
axed? You know, I axed him the other day. If he
Well,
was gonna
that,
go.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I asked if I could go to the store. No, you didn't.
I mean,
You have my axe.
Nothing makes you sound more ignorant than when
Yeah.
you say asked wrong.
Asked.
Asked. I feel like it's the lazy way to say ask, because axed just is, I think it's easier to say. I think you have to focus a little bit more to say asked.
Words are tough,
Words are tough.
especially the English language.
You know what word I rediscovered today?
Door.
No.
Oh.
Capeesh. And I also found, not only did I rediscover that word, but I also found out that my wife, not a fan of it.
Even better.
As in when I say,
Capeesh?
as when I say, hey, I want a grilled cheese sandwich. Capeesh? Capeesh? She doesn't like that word.
What was the phrase? A couple weeks ago, you talked about it. You're a real piece of work.
Yeah, she does not like that one either.
Yeah.
And I'm man enough to admit that I got that one wrong. I was saying that it could be a
compliment.
term of endearment.
Yes.
You know what? You're a real piece
You're
of
a
work.
real piece of work.
You know, just, a bit of a, I mean, not a complete compliment, but a term of endearment.
Yes.
And she's like, no, that's not what it is at all. So I looked it up. I did some research, and yeah, it's not a flattering thing to say about someone. So
Yeah.
I no longer. Sometimes I'll say you're a real, and I just wait to see if she gets angry.
Yeah.
And I'll say, nice lady or something.
I haven't seen. Well, we haven't been at a family function since you told that story.
So you're waiting to call her a
waiting.
piece of work.
You're a real piece of
You know,
work.
you're a real
You know
piece
what?
of work.
You're a real piece of work.
Yeah, I tried to make it a compliment. I tried to find a way to say it, but it's apparently it's not a compliment. And she definitely does not like that, and definitely I found out today does not like it when
Capeesh.
I say capeesh.
Yeah. Grilled cheese sandwich. Capeesh?
Capeesh.
Maybe it's the attitude. Capeesh?
Capeesh. I don't know that there's like a polite way to say capeesh.
Did you look up the
It's
definition?
Italian.
Yeah.
It means understand ? That was the
Yeah.
definition.
Understand?
Yeah.
Understand?
Capeesh. It's an Italian phrase or word.
I'm looking. Stella, remind me. I'm going to use that at home.
Yeah, it's great. It
Capeesh?
feels just so powerful to
Yeah.
use it,
Yeah. Do you need anything from the do you need anything from the store? Could you pick up like a case of Sprite? Capeesh?
I mean, when's the last time you used the word capeesh?
I have never in a sentence. I have never used the word capeesh.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I haven't either. And it just came out so naturally. I don't know where it came from, but I was like, when I said it, I was like, that's awesome. That feels so powerful to say that word.
Capeesh?
Capeesh. So, smoke blocks sound is my first thing.
It's like a paper, rock, scissors thing almost.
This cold brew, very, very smooth. You can drink it black.
Yes.
And it's got almost a sweetness to it.
So, would you? Okay, I got so many different things. We're not going to be able to get them all in.
Well,
Okay, listen.
I got a lot of things too.
Airplanes.
Yeah.
Okay, they fly. Mm-hmm. Long time ago,
Long
like 20 years ago.
time ago.
there was a big deal that you could not use electronics, specifically cell phones.
Yeah.
On
Well,
planes.
it couldn't have been too long ago if,
Well,
that's the issue.
like
but
20 years.
Okay. Yeah.
Like in the last 20
It's
years.
like, listen, you can't use cell phones on
you can't use cell phones on the plane
I remember hearing that,
because the plane it affects the electronics on the plane.
if they say so.
I think it's a lie.
It's a 100% lie.
Right?
Yes.
100%.
Yes. Otherwise, planes would be going down all the time. Like every
Yeah.
day you would hear about, listen, somebody else turned their cell phone on in the plane and it just immediately crashed.
Yeah.
It does nothing to the plane.
Yes.
It causes no problems. It's an absolute power move on
On
big
the pilot.
airplane.
the big plane industry.
It's a big plane again.
They're evil
sticking it to us.
against the cell phone
I
industry.
don't know why I think they're just, I think at some point a stewardess, can you call them stewardesses now? Is that okay? Is there a more correct term?
I would just run with that.
Okay. The stewardesses at some point got annoyed by just random dudes on their cell phone and be like, yeah, so then I told them, trade the Apple stock for orange stock. So that they just said, you know what? We're going to tell people.
Yeah.
Let's just tell them because they don't know any better.
Yeah.
That it could, ruin the
Like, how are you going to dispute that? Right?
I don't know.
It's like, sir, you need to shut your cell phone off.
I've been on my cell phone before, and they walk by and say, sir, you need to shut your phone. I might be having a stroke right now. They say, sir, you need to shut your cell phone off. And I say, oh, okay, yeah. And then I do nothing.
Yeah.
Put it in airplane mode. Oh, okay.
It's on airplane
Yeah,
mode.
I got it. It's in airplane mode. As I'm texting and talking to somebody. Yeah, it's in airplane mode. Uh-huh. Yeah. So anyway, this stewardess is super annoying. I just told her my phone was in airplane mode.
Capeesh?
Capeesh. Listen, it's in airplane mode. Capeesh.
It's in airplane mode. Capeesh? Yeah. It's a lie, right?
It was 100%
a lie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. That's my first thing. Listen, I've got other things.
Mm-hmm. We've got a slightly new setup today in the studio.
Yeah.
It's another good opportunity to let the people know that we are hunting for a new studio.
Yes.
So if you have a place that is
Near Marion.
near Marion, within 10 minutes of the city, and we can be in it all the time.
24/7.
24/7. Like we want to inhabit the. Like
Yeah.
Jason's gonna be sleeping here sometimes.
Maybe. When I tell my wife Capeesh, I might need a spare room.
But if you've got a space that's available, we're looking for a new studio.
Larger than this room.
We'd like it to be larger than 8x8 or whatever this room is.
Yeah.
8x8 might not be a stretch for what this room is.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe 8x10.
8x10.
Yeah. So, and you get to be the home, and we advertise whatever you want us to advertise every episode. Free advertisement for whatever.
Well, we've been advertising for 7-Eleven because we're using their space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if your space,
can buy 7-Eleven coffee at like the grocery store.
I don't think I would.
Yeah. I don't think
So like if you were at if the Holiday Inn gave us a room,
yes,
we could say this is Lauer Road
I would
Radio.
totally advertise
at
for
the Holiday Inn.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Holiday Inn, and we could have a pool party after every episode. Are you kidding?
Pool party. My kids would want to come far more often.
Oh yeah, that might.
It's a horrible idea.
I was thinking about the fasting, intermittent fasting.
Yeah,
the
I
other
do
day.
that.
So I'm thinking I've started where I fast about 8 hours every night, and then I wake up, I eat immediately, a big meal, and then I'll fast for like
2 hours.
About 2 hours, and then I'll have just small, like a couple of donuts.
Yeah.
And then nothing for like another couple of hours.
Like 4 or 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I'll just have something like a number 3 at Wendy's, large with a Coke. And then a real hard fast for another 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then usually like nachos with some sweet tea.
Yeah. Supreme nachos.
And then I'm back on that 8 hour fast.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty strict, but the good thing is that when I'm not fasting, I can eat whatever I want. But as long as I'm fasting during those times, that's kind of how I'm doing it.
I eat once a day.
Yeah.
Every night about 5 or 6 o'clock, I eat a lot. And then I don't eat for 24
You're like
hours.
a wolf.
Yeah.
That goes out at the specific time, the perfect time at night, gorges itself
Eat the
and
whole
then
deer.
goes back to its den until it has to,
Yeah.
maybe for a few days.
Yeah. Now, could I eat all day, every day? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I have. And sometimes I do. But should I? I don't know. Science is still out on that one. They say, the experts, if you eat less, you live longer. Have you heard that?
I don't know.
It's true. I think it's true. Mm-hmm. People like Gandhi have lived forever.
Listen, there's some point at which that stops being true.
Well, if you're starving, but I think obesity, like on the opposite ends of the spectrum, I think the more you eat, the heavier you are. It's more wear and tear on your body.
Sure.
And the less you eat, your body is always
primed and sure. That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so
where's coffee fit on that?
Did you see? I think coffee's fine. It doesn't matter. Just do as much coffee as you want.
Good.
You cannot overdose on coffee.
I can't give up coffee. I've given up a lot. I gave up pop, like for real. I gave up pop, diet pop, any fake sugar, real sugar. I gave it all up, and I drink seltzer water. I drink a lot of seltzer water.
Yeah. And
I was reading this study that there's this hormone that your body produces. It's called ghrelin or something like that, and they call it the hunger hormone, and it's what makes you feel like you're hungry.
Yeah.
And so they apparently can test for this sort of thing, measure it in a person's system. And people who drink seltzer water have about a 5 to 6 times higher hunger hormone rate than people who just drink regular water.
This explains your obesity.
So although I'm not drinking sugar, I drink seltzer water all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm looking at that. It's one of the only. It was like a guilt-free enjoyment for me. And now I'm like, but I'm also like, one of the reasons I drink it sometimes is like it's 10 o'clock at night and I feel like I want to have something.
Yeah.
So instead of like eating chips or something, I'll drink a seltzer water, and because I don't want to have coffee that late.
Right.
So if that's the point, well then it's probably not. I don't know how long that stays in your system.
Yeah.
You know, how does it affect you just for like the hour around you're drinking it? Or like if I drink a bunch of seltzer waters all day, is it like affecting me even into the next day? I don't know the answer to these questions. But I'm going to try to start drinking more infused water. You know, cucumber water.
Yeah.
Strawberry water.
Orange
water. Lemon, lime.
Yeah.
You know, I like all those things.
Lemon lime is my favorite.
I like cucumber a lot. Actually, I like cucumber with a little bit of lemon. That's my favorite. Kind of very fresh. So I'm going to get a big infuser coffee or water thing, and all summer long I'm going to try to switch to infused water away from seltzer water.
My favorite is about 60% lime, 40% lemon.
Yeah,
that's a little heavier on the lime. Just a little kick. Did you know?
Probably not.
It's official. That the government has come out and said that there are UFOs?
Yeah, well, I mean, a UFO is an unidentified flying object. They're not saying that there are definitely aliens. They're just saying there are things in the air sometimes that we don't know what they are. I feel like that's always...
Well, so about a year ago, it's referred to as the Tic Tac UFO. The Navy caught it on their planes. And it's flying and doing things, and it's crazy. And it got released, like, unintentionally. Yeah. I think it was one of those, like, intentional/unintentional.
Somebody on their way out just slipped it to somebody else.
And it got out there. And they didn't really comment on it other than, yes, this is real footage. We're not really sure. Like, that was pretty much it. But about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, the Pentagon, our Pentagon, United States Pentagon, came out, released footage of pyramid-shaped UFOs flying in the sky.
Yeah.
And they're saying, we don't know what this is. This is pretty crazy. I'm serious.
Yeah, I don't know.
What is it?
I don't know. Aliens?
Is
maybe?
it?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think it's only one of a couple things.
Okay.
It's either aliens.
Or demons.
It could be demons. Time travelers. Multi-dimension.
Or Elon Musk.
Yeah, I didn't think about that one, but it's probably Elon Musk.
now that you say it out loud.
I think it probably is Elon Musk. He's figured out how to do it.
That son of a gun.
I'm serious about that.
No, I'm serious about it too.
Like, I don't know. You're not. You mock me.
I would never mock you.
You mock me all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
I love my UFOs.
You do.
I've never seen one. I want to believe.
But you know people who've seen one.
I do know people.
I know a couple people who've seen them who are not like UFO people.
Yeah.
They'd be like, I don't even, like you kind of like draw it out of them. They have to be like tired or something, and then they tell you the story, and they're like, but I don't know.
Do I know these people?
But it just sounds like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. You know one of them.
I want to talk to him.
So the one in particular is a very good story. And he's like, I just know what I saw.
I do think that there are legitimate undercover government stuff out there.
Yes. There are legitimate undercover stuff.
Government stuff.
Yeah. There are legitimate undercover government stuff out there.
Like, yeah, black budget. There's government planes flying. We don't know what they are. Mm-hmm. But some of the things that have been released, we can't do this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, Elon Musk might be able to.
Well, I mean, I feel like the government... Though doesn't the government always not completely give away everything they can do for security purposes?
Yeah. Like, nobody knew we had the atomic bomb until...
Right. I feel like the government has a vested interest in not letting the public know everything that they can do.
I tend to agree, but when they come out and release footage and they say, we don't know what this is... Doesn't that kind of
double down on it even more? Like,
no.
Like, listen, guys, there's stuff, but we know we're the ones doing it, but if we say we don't know about it, it makes it look like...
I don't know.
I don't know. Should we do the Netflix suggestion of the week, or we still have to do...
I mean, I've got so much stuff.
But we still have Murder, She Wrote to talk about. And I got a present for you.
Oh, I got something for you, too.
Okay.
Netflix, watch these shows of those. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Or maybe Amazon Prime or something like that, like YouTube. Or we don't want to put a box around what you watch, so you never know.
All right, what is your Netflix suggestion of the week?
Brought to you by Hulu.
Okay.
It's a Hulu original. It's called Sasquatch.
Oh.
Now listen.
Okay, I am.
It's a 3-part documentary.
All right.
It's done by this filmmaker, documentary guy / investigative reporter. So his story, long story short, you got to watch it. I'm telling you, it's fascinating.
Okay. It's so the quality. My problem with a lot of the Sasquatch stuff is
it's low quality.
The quality is so bad.
This is excellent.
Okay, if it's done well, I want to watch it.
Yes, it's Hulu. There's money behind it. It was done very well. So this guy basically goes undercover in various things to break a story.
I see.
So like he went like full neo-Nazi for a while.
Yeah.
Not because he believes in it.
That's the problem.
But he was trying to break a story.
Okay.
Well, one of the stories he tried to do back in the early 90s was he went to go work on a pot farm in Northern California. Mm-hmm. Okay. So as he's there and he's farming, doing the pot stuff, he's in a cabin late at night and someone comes storming into the cabin like, oh my gosh, they're dead. They're all dead. There was 3 guys watching one of the farms, and this guy discovered them, and they were all ripped apart, like limb from limb, and they were spread out over this field, over this area. And he's like, Bigfoot got him. He got him. And so the rumors around the camp was
were these guys partaking of their product?
Listen, marijuana doesn't do that.
Doesn't do what?
Whatever you think it does.
Okay.
It's for medical reasons.
All right. Okay, fine.
Anyways, so it's a 3-part documentary, and it kind of takes some turns and twists and stuff in it, but it is a fascinating story.
And it's just called Sasquatch.
It's just called Sasquatch.
On Hulu.
On Hulu.
All right.
It just came out like
I'll watch it.
A couple days ago.
I'll watch it.
So, very good. The guy drops some F-bombs. Now, I watched it, and my kids were kind of walking in and out, and it wasn't like over the top, but there were some intense moments that he just kind of lets it fly.
Okay.
So if you're trying to avoid your 7-year-old kid watching it,
all right,
maybe wait till they go to bed.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. All right, my Netflix suggestion of the week is found on Amazon Prime, and it is a PBS documentary, American Experience, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. If you've seen the movie is Paul Newman and Robert Redford. It's a pretty good movie.
Love Paul Newman.
As far as they go. Huge.
Robert Redford, not so much.
I mean, he's a great actor,
yes.
but he's crazy liberal.
Yeah.
And anyway, it's a documentary. It's the true story of these guys, and it's very well done. And it's like 50 minutes long, something like that. And these guys were kind of like the two last of that kind of Jesse James, train robber kind of things, and Butch Cassidy was kind of the head of this whole wild bunch of guys, and he was the brains, and he didn't kill somebody until the very end of his life. I mean, he robbery after robbery after robbery and never shot people. Everything was always very clean. He would set up a series of horses. Like when he robbed a bank, he would have horses staggered. So that way he would keep on having fresh horses so he could outrun anybody that was chasing him. He was really smart. He would spend months and months and months planning and then would come into town, do the thing, and he robbed everything all the way down from Texas all the way through up into Montana. He was all the way up and down. Very successful at it. And it's just their story and how it ends. And of course, that's not a very, if you want a good end of your life, that's not a great profession to get in. Capeesh. And anyway, it was pretty good. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. The PBS documentaries are usually pretty well done. So mine is American Experience, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Okay, so here is the present that I brought for you.
I saw it earlier, and first of all, I love it. I mean, I love it. Yeah. It's awesome. Everything about it is fantastic. I said that it was Martin Luther, and you thought that it was maybe some Friar Tuck.
Well, I said Friar Tuck. I mean, I don't know. To me, he looks. He doesn't look German.
A friar.
He looks English or Irish.
He's bald, but not on purpose because he's got the patch of hair here.
It's like a soul patch for your head.
Not that he wouldn't necessarily have a bald spot there, but we know that he's not like got a receding hairline because he's got this patch of hair here.
That's a hard patch to grow.
That's not an easy patch to grow. I've tried. It's not easy.
It's the one that you're missing.
It's one of them. And and he's a happy guy.
Yeah.
And he's got a little coin slot in the back of his head, and then, you get the coin out there. It says made in Japan. So for me, this is what Japanese people think that we look like, I guess.
Well,
this is their stereotypical.
I think he looks English or British.
I thought
Irish.
He looks German.
I don't think he looks German.
Really?
Yeah. I think the hair, it's more of a reddish
He's
tone.
looking down and off to the side. What do you think he's looking at? What do you think that's about? He's looking kind of down off to the side.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why wouldn't he be looking directly?
What is that book that he's holding?
I don't know that it's a book. It seems like it's a book. You would think that it's a Bible, maybe some sort of hymnal or a church prayer book.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a Spider-Man comic book.
Could be a phone book.
Could be a phone book. But I like it a lot. And
happy birthday.
Thank you. I've got something for you too, but we should play the Murder, She Wrote music before I give it to you. So we've been doing this thing where we've been breaking down Murder, She Wrote episodes.
Yes.
Starting at the 10th best of all time, according to Looper, which
I'd
like to redo this.
Yeah.
We're for the last 2 weeks, I have neglected to watch the show.
Yes.
And but I did it this time. Well,
it's a double episode.
We'll get into it when we start breaking it down.
Okay.
So, but that's what my present is about. And I know this Murder, She Wrote is something that you like.
Yes.
You watch it
for fun.
I watch it for work.
Yeah.
But you watch it for fun.
Yeah.
And so I don't think I've gotten you a birthday present maybe ever. So happy birthday for now and forever.
Is this like my ice maker?
Yeah, you're going to love this.
Ooh.
You like that, don't you?
I do like that.
Yeah.
I'll wear that.
You will definitely wear that. Murder, She Wrote says Angela Lansbury. She's got a kind of a murderous glare to her.
That's it's not a flattering picture of Angela.
No, it's not.
She looks a little angry.
It's like Thug, basically.
It's a Thug Life Murder, She Wrote.
It's a Thug Life Murder, She Wrote picture.
What size did you get me?
Extra large.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
I mean, if I was going to get you something, it'd be like a triple It'd be like a triple X. You know?
I got some. I'm on a softball team, and they asked me what kind of shirts size I want, which normally I would say extra large.
Yeah.
But they said, well, they're all cotton. So I thought, well, if they shrink, I'll just get double X. It was the biggest double X I'd ever seen in my life. Yeah. It's like a tent on me. So I don't know. We're gonna have to do some stuff to shrink it. It's so big. It's like weirdly big. So anyway, happy birthday.
Yes. It's 8 months early.
Yeah. Or late. I don't know. So we're gonna talk about Murder, She Wrote.
Mirror, Mirror on the Wall.
Season 5.
Episode 21 and 22.
21 and 22. So let's just get into it. I'll start breaking it down, and at any point, you just...
Do you recognize the other murder author?
Well, Eric and I looked it up, and
I know who it is.
She's been on a lot of things.
There's one specific
But what's the specific thing?
Planet of the Apes.
Oh! Wait a minute.
Yes, 100%. I didn't look it up.
She's the girl?
Yes. I didn't look it up, but 100% she is. I don't doubt it for a second.
No, that's not her.
I guarantee it. Don't look it up now.
Okay, I won't look it up now. We'll look it up later.
You talk.
It'll take a while. But so this one, like I said, season 5. If you want to watch along, you can pause the podcast right now and watch it. Season 5, episode 21, 22. I think it's a season ender.
It is.
It ends off the season. It's called Mirror, Mirror, and it once again, Murder, She Wrote always starts off with this week on Murder, She Wrote. And then they break into the song, and halfway through the song, I don't know that we've said this out loud, but just so we're on the same page, like Angela or JB Fletcher, she's like straight up, like she's killing people, right? Like
100%,
right?
Yeah,
like, and
she's the real serial
kind
killer.
of say that in this episode. Like the sheriff, who's only been there for a couple of years, he's like, "There's been 8 murders here already." He's like, "We're the highest murder per capita rate of any place."
It's a town of 200.
And whenever she goes out of town, when she does
murder
go out of town, she goes to Hawaii, she goes to California. She goes to a prison, and in the prison, there's a murder.
I wonder,
wherever she goes, murder happens.
So there's like something like 260 episodes. I wonder how many murders have happened in that
at least 300, I would guess.
That's what I'm saying. Some are more than one.
So it's at least 260.
At least. Because it wouldn't be an episode if nobody was murdered.
Because it's not almost Murder, She Wrote. It's not like assault.
I thought about murdering her.
Yeah, assault, she wrote. Misdemeanor, she wrote.
Felony, she wrote.
It's Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah. There's a murder every episode.
So halfway through the song, I'm watching the song, and she's, and I'm like, just so we're on the same page, we haven't said this out loud, but she's murdering people.
I think so.
Okay. All right. I'm glad we're on the same page. So it's this very ominous opening. It's, I don't know, just like they do. But I remember thinking, this one feels a little bit better. Would you say?
Oh, yes. It was. I think it was better than the previous 2 by a long shot.
This is the best one that we've watched so far.
I agree.
It actually kept my attention. We've got this young pool player who seems like a hot shot, and when I see the young pool player, I immediately wrote down, young pool player is either going to get murdered or murder someone.
Yes.
Like, he's definitely involved. He's either going to die or he's going to be the murderer.
100%.
That was my first thought. And then we're introduced to some more characters, and there's a younger woman there who works for this lady who is a mystery writer. And she is the wife from Coach.
Yes. Yeah.
If you watch Coach.
The redhead.
With, what's the actor that plays Coach?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Coach, the TV show.
From 1990.
From 1990. She's the wife on Coach. So I felt good about that. And she's this rival mystery writer. And the older lady who you're looking up to see if
it is.
It is.
Yeah.
I think you're just saying
ape.
that.
No, it's the ape.
You're
chick.
like the government with
No, 100%. You can hear.
Oh,
her
she's
voice.
the ape.
Yeah, she's the ape.
Oh,
chick.
okay. I thought you were okay.
Not Nova.
I thought you were saying she was Nova.
No.
Okay. All right. Because I was like, I don't think.
No,
so.
you can hear it in the voice. The moment she spoke, I'm like,
right.
That's Planet of the Apes.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Now I can see that. Yeah, that seems right.
Which is one of my favorite franchises.
Murder.
Murder of the Apes.
Murder of the Apes.
Yeah.
The Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes, the first movie's great.
Yeah. Conquest of the Planet of the Apes.
I mean, honestly...
Beneath the Planet of the Apes, not bad.
Nah, I don't know.
Conquest for Planet of the Apes is the worst movie ever made.
Is it?
Now, have I watched it more than once?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do I like turning it on?
Mm-hmm. Do you like the new Planet of the Apes franchise?
I do.
New trilogy?
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
I
thought it was underrated.
Gideon likes it a lot. I watch it with him.
We watched it. I had Levi watch it, and he watched all three of them, and he loved them.
Yeah.
So I think it's underrated. For some reason, it flew under the radar. It didn't seem to be super popular, but I was like, this is better than a lot of things that are popular.
And it's, I think it's a futuristic documentary. I think this is going to happen.
It's bound to happen.
Yes.
100%. So I wrote that this older lady, my words, vindictive old hag, with the words that I used, she uses the phrase, you never know, or something like that, what I will do to get back on top. Because in this scene, we find out that she was the #1 female mystery murder writer, novel writer in America. But she hasn't been because Jessica Fletcher is now outselling her.
She took it over.
She's like, some English teacher from Maine is outselling me? Well, you don't know what I'll do to get back on top. And it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
This is not
She
so
might
good.
murder someone.
So then we see her at home, and we find out that things aren't good at home. The hotshot pool player, that's her new husband's son. Stepson is how that works. And he gambles and smokes and drinks and...
Horse track.
Yeah, it just seems like, he's kind of a loose cannon, and she's got the money. The dad doesn't have the money. He makes some sort of statement about like, oh, I'll use my Navy pension to buy it or something like that. So they're all kind of leeching off of her. She seems to love the husband. The husband is Ed Truck from The Office. I don't know if you saw that, but Ed Truck from The Office. And it's funny, they made a statement about a credit card purchase from the deadbeat son. It was a $400 VCR, which I love that little detail.
I think our first VCR was $400. And do you remember, I think it was a Fisher.
That's insane.
Not Fisher Price.
Fisher.
It
Definitely.
was a Fisher VCR, and it was $400.
I watched a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on that VCR.
Yeah.
I burned that thing out. And then we're back in Maine. What's the name of the town that she's from? Cabot Cove. And she's talking to this older guy who's a friend of hers. And we find out that maybe Jessica's working a little bit too hard. She's got some repressed emotions about her dead husband. Huh?
Seth.
His name is Seth?
Yeah.
I don't listen. I've seen 3 episodes in my life, okay? So
I like Seth.
I don't know anything about
Seth
this
is a good guy.
He seems like a good guy. I like him.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, this rival writer lady shows up at Jessica's house. Unannounced with a basket of giant apples.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen an apple that big in my life. If someone offered me an apple that big, I'd be like, something's wrong with that apple.
Yeah.
I'm not eating that apple. Right? The moment you see that apple, you're like,
this is cantaloupe.
And it's so red, so big.
It looked fake.
It was 100% fake.
Yeah.
And so JB,
you have like 2 minutes.
Jessica Fletcher and this lady are up late at night. They're drinking. She goes, would you like one more cup of coffee before you go to bed? I'm like, what are these people? Old people can't drink that. Anyway. And then she pours in some sort of poison.
Like sleeping powder.
And I was like, that is so much poison. Like, it just kept on coming out.
I think it was sleeping powder.
I thought it was poison. Yeah. But then I find out, and she's like, she said something about sleeping, and she said, I'm sure you sleep like you're dead. I'm like, she's going to kill her.
Yeah.
And so, but then she drinks it. I'm like, is she dead? Well, it was sleeping poison because she wanted to read the manuscript that Jessica has written so she could steal it. The sheriff's... now there's a dead body. They go for a walk the next day. They find out that there's a dead body on the beach. Something's going on.
Yeah.
The sheriff's upset at Jessica.
You got 1 minute.
And at this point, I wrote down, I'm falling asleep. So I'm like, I'm watching this late, and I'm starting to fall asleep. And then I wrote, don't eat the apple, because what's his name? Seth grabs an apple, and I'm kind of awake for that point, so I'm like, don't eat the apple. And then he falls down, and I say, is he dead? And I'm curious, and it says, to be continued. And then I wrote, should I keep watching? And that's the last thing I wrote.
You didn't watch the second episode.
I was so tired. I couldn't.
So you saw half.
Uh-huh.
Are we going to do the second half next week?
I feel like we should.
Okay. So the top 10 breakdowns, like 10 and a half episodes.
I couldn't stay awake any longer. I was so tired.
Seth is a good man. Straight up.
Well, I hope he's not dead. I'm worried about him.
Okay,
he ate that apple.
Do you have anything else?
I got a thing about, Concord grape.
I got a thing about jelly beans. Do you want to hear it or do you want to wait?
Is it?
I can hold the jelly bean thing over.
I got a thing about us. I don't know. What do you think?
I like the jelly bean thing. I don't know how long it will run for.
Well, if you think it's going to last upwards to 5 minutes, then it'll probably be better than what your second.
Probably
thing.
9.
What was your first thing today? It's like you don't even remember anymore. UFOs?
No,
I don't know.
My first thing was a number of sandwiches. How you eat your sandwiches.
I feel like maybe we should hold off on the jelly bean talk. I got a lot of stuff to say about it. I got opinions about jelly beans.
Listen, think about jelly beans this week. That's your homework. Think about jelly beans.
Should I eat jelly beans?
If you want. That might be part of the fun. Maybe next week we'll have some jelly beans.
I like the Starburst jelly beans.
Those are pretty good.
Actually, I don't even consider those jelly beans. That's a different thing. Am I stepping on what we're going to talk about next week?
You're exposing the jelly bean talk way too early. And we should have did this prior to Easter. Jelly beans is a traditional Easter treat.
Jelly beans.
Right?
Jelly beans is a treat.
Next week's jelly bean special. The jelly bean special.
Next week we're going to talk about jelly beans. I'm going to watch a documentary about how they're made. We're going to know so much about jelly beans.
And potential Carrie Underwood might be on the show.
There's a potential.
Yeah. We're trying to pull some strings.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently she has a lot of jelly bean stuff she wants to talk about.
Sure. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is Dan signing off for Jason, reminding you to always keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.
I have spoken.